All right, woo! We're back doing some more phase shift to help you out there. 7 was a tough one we did in class today, so let's just check you understand what's going on. So the amplitude again is the number in front. Midline, so it's 1. If there's nothing there, it's 1. But the midline is 0 if there's nothing there, no shift up or down. Amplitude just means up, 1 up, 1 down. Now the B value is going to be 1/3. So that's 2 pi over 1/3. And you're going to keep change flip. So division becomes multiplication. And then we multiply it by 3 over 1. And 2 times 3 is 6, so 6 pi. So we get a period of 6 pi. Our phase shift is plus pi, which is going to change the sign. And so when you change the sign, you do that for every one of these problems. Instead of a positive pi, it's a negative pi. And so that's left 1. 1 what? Well, we'll see. It depends on the period. So we do our 5 magical dots. 5 magical dots. There we go. 5 magical dots. And we do our period, which is 6 pi. So that's 0 to 6 pi. We cut that in half, and we get 3 pi. Uh-oh. We cut that in half, and we get 3 pi over 2, which is the same as 1.5 pi. So that's like what, 1.5 pi? What the heck? So if that's 1.5 pi is 1 square, 1.5, then wow, what would 1 pi? Our phase shift is left 1 pi. So that would be about there, 2/3 of a square. Wow, Newbold, wow. Even if you do about a half, I'll still give it to you. That's crazy when we're talking about the phase shift. This is 2/3 of the square when we're talking about the phase shift. But let's graph the parent function, which that one's easy. So 1 cosine x with our, 1/3 x, but we already have our period. So plus 0. And so our 5 numbers of cosine are 1, 0, -1, 0, 1. And so we're going to go ahead and graph cosine from 1 to -1. So 1, 0, -1, 0, 1. It's not upside down, so we're good. So the dots mean the parent function of cosine. And then now we're going to do the phase shift. So each of these dots we're going to move 2/3, what? So basically going from 0, right, we're going from 0, and then we're going to go negative pi. And so then this will go here, just barely to the left. Well, a little bit more to the left, actually, 2/3 of the way. And then this dot will go here, and this dot will go here, this dot will go here. So our graph is going to go ahead, and let's do hot pink. Here we go. And so we'll start here, and we'll connect our dots of just barely going to the left of our parent function. That's our graph. But the main thing to help us when we're thinking about this graph is to know the x values and to know what that shift is. What's the shift of our important? What's the shift of our important x values? So we started off at 0, we went 0 to 6 pi, but now because we're going left 1 pi, we're going to go ahead and minus 1 pi, and that's going to be 5 pi. So now our shifted pink graph here is going to go from negative pi to 5 pi. So our shift on this problem is negative pi to 5 pi. So you want to look on Canvas for your matching answer there of negative pi up 1 to 5 pi up 1. And so that's kind of the key that you're looking for on Canvas. Nice, nice, good job, good job. So we'll check our answer for one more there. Man, that water, dang. Number 9 is G, number 9 is G. I think number 7 is D, you'll have to double check. Double check. Don't quote me on it. And then 12 is no phase shift, so that's just a half up and half down. Let's take another one that's upside down, scary, like number 11, for example. So remember, our amplitude is always positive. Midline 0. Period is our b value is 2. So that's 2 pi over 2. Good, so that's just pi for our period. So then we do our 5 magical dots. And we're going from 0 to pi. And we cut that in half and get pi over 2. Which is beautiful for this problem because what's our phase shift? Our phase shift is negative pi over 2. Remember opposite sign? Negative pi over 2. Which means that we're going to go left how many squares? 1. 2 is the distance. 2 squares there is the distance of pi over 2. So we're going to go left on this problem. We're going to go left 2 squares. We go left 2 squares. So we do our parent function first, which is negative 3 cosine 2x, which we'll already have the period. So I don't have to worry about the midline, but just the amplitude. So 1, 0, negative 1, 0, 1. And so let's do that down. Let me do that a little bit further here. So 1, or maybe where our phase shift is going to go there. So maybe we'll just do it over here. So again, what's cosine? So 1, 0, negative 1, 0, 1. We're going to times by a negative 3, times by a negative 3, times by a negative, times by a negative 3. So we're going to times by a negative 3. That looks awful. That's okay. So times by negative 3. So what's our parent function values? So it's going to be negative 3, 0. Negative times a negative is a positive 3. 0, negative 3. So again, here's our parent function. That's negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. And 1, 2, 3. Here's our parent function. So what do? We start off at negative 3. And then at pi over 4, which is half of pi over 2, we go to 0. That's our next one, 0. Then we go to positive 3, which is at pi over 2. And then back here at 1 pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, we're back to 0. And then back to negative 3 at pi. And so again, this is our parent function. We just graph negative 3 cosine x because it's flipped upside down. Whoa. So flipped upside down. And so now we're going to go ahead and shift it. Let's go ahead and shift it. How many squares? Well, the phase is negative pi over 2. How much is pi over 2 if our period is pi? And so that's 2 squares. So let's go ahead and shift it 2 squares. 1, 2. There it is. 1, 2. There it is. 1, 2. There it is. See how we're shifting it? So that's going to be a solid graph now. Solid graph. Where were we? 1, 2. And so there's our function. And so if you think about it, this is going to be positive pi over 2. And then since we were at 0 and we shifted 2 squares, that'll be negative pi over 2. And so we're looking at our graph from negative pi over 2 to positive pi over 2 with an amplitude of 3. So look for the graph that goes up 3 and down 3, and also goes from negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. Negative pi over 2 to positive pi over 2. Woo! Thanks for watching. If you had the screen, thanks for watching. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Have a great spring break.